I'm Joseph, and I'm currently a part of Ishmael House Church. And this would probably be the last time I'll ever get to say that, but to start off, be brutally honest, I actually never really liked my house church at the beginning. Sorry to all the previous Ishmael alums. I thought these people wouldn't be able to be the community that I could pour my heart onto. I didn't think that I could depend on them or even experience God or even become friends with them. But I was wrong. They became my family. They became the ones to teach me most of the 7 fruits of the Spirit. However, I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't scared or nervous to become a shepherd. Living with all my previous shepherds has shown me the effort and the dedication and the emotional roller coaster one has to go through while shepherding. I am the oldest of my family, and I've always been jealous of everyone else who has older brothers or older siblings. But little did I know, God had placed 3 older brothers in my life, Jin, Patrick, and Elliot, where I also had the privilege of calling them my shepherds, and it is also through them that I've learned what it means to become a true servant of God. To be honest, I didn't want to live with Jin and Elliot because they were like 4 years older than I was, and my friends from Houston came up to Dallas with me, so I wanted to live with them instead. But my mom thought that I'd completely wreck my life, so she and I kept arguing back and forth about my living situation. Came to a point where we stopped talking to each other for a couple days, and one day I just felt a heavy feeling in my heart, out of nowhere wanting to live with Jin and Elliot over my friends. I sat with that feeling for a couple days, and this feeling in my heart wouldn't go away. So after a week or so, I texted Jin if he still had room available, and that's how it all started, the Ishmael House Church Boot Camp. Like I said before, I never really wanted to do Ishmael House Church in the beginning and was actually quite scared of Jin. But somehow I mustered up the courage to tell Jin that I wasn't as interested in house church, but the more I said that, the more I found myself doing the dishes. And after like 2 weeks, I told him that I wanted to transfer schools. I wanted to go to UT and A&M with my friends. And he also told me that he's heard that before and told me to go do the dishes. It was around a month in which he told me on the way to Lifetime that the reason why I didn't feel like I belonged or felt like I was getting much out of this community was because I wasn't putting as much effort in. He told me that the amount of effort I pour into my community will be the same amount of joy and fulfillment I'll get back. And this has stuck with me ever since. After Jin told me that, I really took that into consideration and wanting to willingly help out, whether that was giving rides or bringing more people to house church, or just simply by trying to create meaningful relationships within my house church. And I've started to see myself change. I started to see myself liking these people and genuinely finding joy from house church and serving. And as time went on, I started to find myself spending every second of my day with Jin, and I started to enjoy it. I started to enjoy it so much to where I wished he was my actual older brother. I couldn't thank Jin enough for teaching me and helping me build that foundation within me to better understand what it means to serve and to love others. After I heard that he was moving for his job and that he would be moving out, and also with Matthew being gone, that just left me and Elliot to room together. And he probably doesn't know this because I never showed much gratitude towards him, and I was also very much absent during his time of shepherding. But I don't know if you guys talk to this guy, but he is genuinely the funniest person I've ever met. And he taught me what it means to lighten up a room with jokes and laughter. After living with Elliot, he had graduated and moved to Houston, and that left me homeless because I pushed back my housing situation and because I was lazy. And Patrick, my current shepherd, had taken me in. And this man right here, not just me, but I feel like everyone in this community could all agree with me on that he is an angel sent from heaven. After my whole situation with my family, drama, and being absent for about a semester, I had returned back to Dallas and made a promise to God that I would be more present at church and house church. And by doing so, I was back at it again, hosting house church with Patrick every week. Patrick has always told me how much of a help I was to him, but now this is my chance of telling him how much he has done for Ishmael. Oh man. I'm going to say this without looking at him. I want to thank you, Patrick, for being the leader that this house church needed, and not just being a shepherd, but an older brother figure at this house church, where you make it feel so comfortable for everyone to share vulnerably. I want to thank you for showing me and the rest of our house church what it means to serve with your whole heart. And lastly, I want to thank you for loving and showing me how to find light during one of the darkest times of my life. Now I feel like God is inviting me to become the next shepherd, and although I am scared and nervous, I am just as much excited to see what this next chapter has in store for me. I used to believe that living with all my shepherds was a coincidence, but as you guys can see, I've learned something different every step of the way. And I believe that this truly couldn't have been possible without this community here at ANF and without God. I also want to pray for my house church, and that I just pray that this house church will be able to split, and that this is not a goodbye, but actually I envision us in heaven rejoicing together again and becoming a house church, sharing memories and laughter. And lastly, before I go, I would truly appreciate if you guys could pray that I could lift this house church up to God, and that I would allow him to work through me to lead this house church in the right direction. Thank you.